All right, it's tulip season, and so I'm gonna go ahead and show you all what tulips I have, and then we're gonna plant them out in the yard as well. I'm Lisa, the Whimsical Gardener. Welcome to my channel. I love if you can subscribe to it as well. So got my tulips this year from Tulip World. I'll do a little bit of a look back with you guys. The big box store, which I typically get tulip from, the prices were ridiculous this year. For the same quantity, you get like half of what you typically would have paid. So I just went and got them all online. So the first thing I'm going to pop a picture up on the screen. So I got 25 of the mixed triumph tulip. This was $7, guys. Not bad and really healthy. So I got a whole bunch of the mixed tulip. Next, I got 25 of the red impression. Now I got multiple packs of the same thing. This one here is the breeder selection. I've got tulip algarve, ALGARVE. Alibi tulip value pack. I also got some narcissus, so this is pink price. Baby moon narcissus. This is the bell song daffodil, dying to be planted out. More of a red impression tulip. Mixed triumph, which I did get a couple more bags of those. And then orange brilliant and mixed triumph. I do have a second box that's coming that I ordered. Some of it I donated to the front of our community. Some of it is for me, so that should be coming soon. For the front of our community, I purchased the Triumph mixed variety to go there. So the next couple of days, you'll see us planting out these in the yard and separate. I'll show you me planting them out in the front of the subdivision. It's starting to rain, so I need to go inside now. So I'm here at Lowe's, and it's fall, and I'm going to look around and see what type of bulbs I can find because I need to get them. I usually plant my bulbs around end of November, December, sometime in January if life gets too busy. So let's see what we have. There is a pretty good selection of irises though. This one's interesting. So it's this one and that one. Last year I planted the pink profusion, and that's really expensive for 6 bulbs for $7. Here at Walmart, and the bulbs are a little bit cheaper in that they're about 49 cents a piece if you calculate it, but still more expensive than if you were to get them online at Tulip World. Even with the shipping costs, it would be much better. I do like this one here. It's called Purple Lady, and I'm a big fan of this Pride mix as well. Last year I planted some of this one here. What I do notice is they do have some really good daffodil mixes. So this one here, pretty good, but that's 5 bulbs for $4 practically. This one here would still work out to be about 49 cents, I believe, if I did the math correctly. So a little bit disappointed about how expensive bulbs have gotten. So let me look online and see what I can find. So I need to start planting all of the tulips and daffodil. And I'm at the stone step garden bed. It's the last day of 2025 and super cold. So my thought is on the stone step garden bed, the bed that is right up against the house. One of the things I learned by accident, actually I was watching a YouTube video, and they talked about when you plant daffodil, when they flower, they face the sun. which makes perfect sense because on the other side of the bed, every time it flowers, I can never see it because it's facing away from me. I'm like, oh my god, light bulb. Anyway, so my thought is what I'm gonna do is plant daffodils up against his bed because when I walk down the stairs, it'll be facing me and I can actually see the flowers. Now, my thought is I'm gonna do groupings of daffodils because daffodils do naturalize in our zone. So I'm gonna do groupings of 3 so that way they'll spread over time. The else that I have here is the bell song. So I'll put a picture on where you can see it. And I've got the Pride and the baby moon. The baby moon, I think, is the shorter one, so that will go towards the front of the border. So I do have 25 of each, so I'm gonna do grouping. So that's a daffodil bulb looks like. So when you plant it, this part goes on top and the root part goes on the bottom. And you always plant it twice the height of the depth is twice the height of the tulip of the daffodil bulb. And I'm doing it in between my perennials because I know where my perennials are at. This daffodil is not good. When I squeeze it, it's mushy. That means it's not good. But don't plant. Place the pink fried one now. Now the baby moon one, they only get 4 to 8 inches tall. So what I'm thinking is putting them towards the front of the border. Alright, now comes the part that's not fun. I'm not a fan of planting bulbs because it's a lot of work and you don't see anything immediately after a month for to see the result. But oh well. Let me show you how I plant these. This is my daffodil bulb. I usually use my hori knife. Now in some cases I do use the auger. But I'm gonna use the hori knife. And the reason for that is, see how loose the soil is? Super loose. So actually, you know what? I take it back. I'll use the digging shovel. Make one dig. Just create a big hole. Look at that. So normally, there's 2 schools of thoughts with bulbs. You can plant and you can put some bulb tone or some fertilizer in, anything that you have on hand. You don't have to because the bulb already has everything that it needs. But just to make sure it's good, I'll put a little bit of plant food just because I do have the fertilizer on hand, and in this case I'm using garden tone. I'll link it in the description. Not sponsored, by the way. I just love using it, and I'm gonna space these out, and the reason why I'm spacing them out is I know eventually they will naturalize. What that means is they will multiply. So I'm leaving it room to multiply over time. And then cover it back. And that's it. Whole lot of nothing, guys. So you're just waiting for a couple months to see the results. Let me show you how I plant the baby ones that are much tinier. Soil away. Put my fertilizer, and when you plant it, this goes on top. The part that has the root goes on the bottom, and I'm spacing them out because I know this is gonna naturalize over time. And covering it back up, and that's it. Whole lot of nothing. So my technique that I used was I just went and loosened the soil up with the digging shovel. By the way, it's a trenching shovel, but I call it a digging shovel. And then now I'm just gonna go ahead and plant. Now, you can plant. I usually plant my bulbs late December, January. It needs at least 8 weeks, in my experience, with the cold temperature. So all of January, all of February, March, it'll have about 3 months, which is good. If you ever have bulbs and you notice that tulip, for example, they're very short when they flower, that just means that it didn't get enough cold. So typically, if you live in a zone that doesn't get that much cold, what you can do is when you buy the bulbs, put them in the fridge, but put them in a fridge that doesn't have any food or anything like that. So just by itself, if you have that luxury. You can also buy the bulb pre-chill, but here's another technique that I do. If I buy the bulbs and I don't have enough time to chill them, to plant them and chill them and all of that, I put them in the garage because the garage naturally is cold, right? And in December, it gets cold for us. So it starts, going through the cold period in the garage because the garage is naturally cold. So that's one of the things that I do. So I'm thinking this year that I want to experiment with a couple of things relating to tulip. First is for the plant sale, I want to do the tulips in a container and keep them on the heated green side of the greenhouse, and then see if there's any interest in that. If not, oh well, I have more tulips from my yard. So I've got that. And then the other thing that I want to do is some of my pots in the front of the house already has like greenery in them from the holidays. I don't want to remove them. So what I'm going to do is an experiment with potting those tulips up in pots and black pots that I can just lift and put into the container and then remove them when I'm done. So I'm going to experiment with that too as well. So let's do the ones for the plant sale. So I've got some decorative containers just lying around in the yard, lying around in the greenhouse, from plants I got before. So I usually try to keep all of my containers. So let's fill them up with some potting soil first, and then we'll go ahead and plant the tulip bulbs. So I got my container halfway filled, and I'm going to go ahead and put some fertilizer in it. Mix it all up. These I'm going to do the Triumph mix. See how many I should put in here. Now when I'm looking at tulips bulb, if they have this little like sort of like a mildew looking thing, they're not good bulbs. You want one that are formed, and then this is the top of it, this is the bottom of it. So I'm putting six bulbs in each, because otherwise it'll be too crowded. And then I'll fill it up with some soil. What I want to do is plant my tulips out in front of the house. So I cleaned out these two containers with the greenery on top, and I'm going to go ahead and plant tulips in there. And I also cleaned out this container. So my thought is when you're walking in, you'll see tulips here, there, and then this pot over here. Eventually I'll plant it up. Right now it's frozen, so I can't really plant it and move it over here. So you'll have like a 4 pots of tulips. And then my thought is I'm also going to plant some tulips on this bed, in this bed over here. So that's my thought. So tulips in front will be here, and then these pots over here, and then on the willow tree bed around it has daffodils. So we'll plant some. I may plant some tulips whenever they come in this bed over there. Yeah, that's it. Not going crazy this year with tulips. So these two white containers in front, I'm gonna put the red impression tulip bulbs in them. The soil has depleted a lot on this one here, so I'm gonna put the tulip bulbs first and then top it off with some potting soil. When I do get my compost delivered in February, March, I'm gonna be topping off this pot. I'm putting a heavy some heavy fertilizer in here, a good handful, and then I'm using the red impression. I'll pop that up on the screen. This pack has 25. I'm not sure if I'm putting all 25, so we'll see. Ooh, look at the size of this one. The tulips, you plant this on top, the root part in the bottom. Now I'm going to go ahead and top it off with some potting soil. So this one, the soil has not depleted that much in it, but I am going to go ahead and put a lot of fertilizer. I'm not planting bulbs that look like this, because, or like this, if they're not going to grow. But this one's definitely rotten, as you can see. To help me get them in deep enough. I got to be careful because this rose is pretty thorny. This is a container that I have the camellia in it. Last year what I did was, I don't remember which container it was, but I sprinkled poppy seeds in between the tulips, and it looked really beautiful. I love planting in these containers because the soil is like super fluffy. Also, like tulip planting is a little bit of I like it because you can do like all the little design. But what I did notice is that, or over time, what I learned is that if you plant them in mass planting of the same type of tulip, it's a better show than planting, a couple here, a couple there, different varieties. It shows up better when it's all like the same variety mass planting in a specific area. Sorry that the angle isn't great enough, but I used the Alibi tulip pack, and that's what I'm going to be planting over in this area. I'll pop a picture on the screen. So what I did was I did groups of 3 surrounding the pink Uinki hydrangea, and then I'm going to put some groupings over here as well in between the perennials. So my rose is starting to bud out already, guys. I mean, wow, that is early, and I gave it a severe trimming, and there's a lot of new shoots coming. Yay! That's my State of Grace rose, which I'm excited about. So what I'm doing is when I'm planting this, I know that my hostas will pop up over here. So when I'm planting it, I'm going to do in between my perennials where the hostas are not going to block them too as well. And I'm doing groupings of 3. The rest of it I'll keep over there. Hori knife, just because it's a tight space right now here. So for the containers that are by the mailbox, they still have winter greenery in it. So what I want to do is use some pots and plant the tulips in the pot. And then when it's time to remove those greenery, I can just insert the entire pot into the container. And I can leave my kale and cabbage that I have and put the tulips behind it. So that's my thoughts. That's not a trial for this year. So I got my pots. I put some potting soil in it, and putting some fertilizer. I'm doing a hefty handful of fertilizer. And for the mailbox in the front, I'm using the orange brilliance. I'll pop it on the screen. And I'm putting how many bulbs? 2, 4, 6 bulbs in each. In the bigger pots, that is. Smaller pots, we'll see. I may do 4. Actually, I'm gonna do 7. I think 7 is a better number, spacing wise. Containers look like. And I'm going to leave these in a sunny area. And because the pots are draining, they should be okay. You don't want to leave it where it's like soggy, because it's going to rot the tulip bulb. Since I've never really done this before, what I'm doing is I'm lining up at the edge of this stuff here, and the reason for that is this area has really bright sun, and I think I needed to have bright sun just because the sun is lower in the winter time. So this is the best area that I can find. Now I'm leaving the stairs clear, so this is all the way at the end of it, and that's what I'm doing. Alright, that's it everybody for the tulip planting. It's a glorious day. Happy New Year again, everybody. Hopefully you enjoy watching me planting tulips in ground, in pots, and so forth. Hopefully you learned something from this. I would love if you can subscribe to the channel. Until next time, everybody, happy gardening, and I'm looking forward to see what these look like once we have some blooms in the spring.